Amihan ng Mindanao, pagkahiusan ng paibabaw. BigaTEN, DepEd, pagpadaming sa edukasyon, maitulong mga maangkon. BigaTEN, DepEd, Northern Mindanao, for the learners then and now, we're always here to serve you no matter how. Pangarap natin abutin, pagsisikapan natin kamtin, kalidad na edukasyon para sa bata, para sa bansa.
Kauban, kasaligan, kadampan, DepEd. Kauban, kasaligan, kadampan, DepEd.
Pambihan ng Mindanao, DepEd Northern Mindanao, ang bihan ng Mindanao, pagkahiusan at pag-ibabaw. BigaTEN, DepEd, pagpadami sa edukasyon, maitulong na maangkon. BigaTEN, DepEd, Northern Mindanao, for the learners then and now, we're always here to serve you no matter how. Pangarap natin abutin, pagsisikapan natin kamtin, kalidad na edukasyon para sa bata, para sa bansa.
Kauban, kasaligan, kadampan, DepEd. Kauban, kasaligan, kadampan, DepEd.
Pambihan ng Mindanao, DepEd Northern Mindanao, ang bihan ng Mindanao, pagkahiusan at pag-ibabaw. BigaTEN, DepEd, pagpadami sa edukasyon, maitulong na maangkon. BigaTEN, DepEd, Northern Mindanao, for the learners then and now, we're always here to serve you no matter how. Pangarap natin abutin, pagsisikapan natin kamtin, kalidad na edukasyon para sa bata, para sa bansa.
Kami ang inyong kauban,
Kasaligan,
kadampan,
DepEd. Pangtut sa sunod higayon, hindi ang
BigaTEN,
BigaTEn, DepEd.
Sa bansa, DepEd Northern Mindanao, ang bihan ng Mindanao. BigaTEN, DepEd, BigaTEN, DepEd.
The unseen enemy crept like a thief in the night, smizing cunningly at people in their sleep, and one morning took hostage of humanity by surprise as the coronavirus pandemic continues to spread its ferocious rampage the world over. COVID-19 took the different sectors by storm, and education was no exception.
COVID-19 pandemic shocks the world. We didn't see this coming. We were caught unaware. This has created the new normal, and we have to embrace it by addressing the challenges it brings.
Determined to pursue the delivery of education amidst the COVID-19 pandemic, DepEd Region 10 launched its banner program dubbed as RX Adobe.
The Department of Education, Northern Mindanao, has crafted its learning continuity plans under the banner program RX Adobe, which stands for Region 10 Alternative Delivery of Basic Education. It underscores the alternative delivery modes under the remote teaching and learning. The 14 schools division offices of the region have crafted the learning continuity plans anchored on RX Adobe.
Always ready for education emergencies, DepEd Region 10 will continue its tradition of excellence in delivering its services anchored on the department's Sulong Edukalidad program.
As we pivot from access to quality, we have to consider a well-developed curriculum, improved learning environment, upskilled teachers, and take into consideration responsive multi-stakeholders cooperation. All these and more are under the program Sulong Edukalidad. But on top of this all, still health and safety are the number one concerns of the Department of Education, especially at this time of pandemic.
Serving with heart.
Leading
Straight from the heart of DepEd Region 10.
education must continue.
The unseen enemy crept like a thief in the night, smizing cunningly at people in their sleep, and one morning took hostage of humanity by surprise as the coronavirus pandemic continues to spread its ferocious rampage the world over. COVID-19 took the different sectors by storm, and education was no exception.
COVID-19 pandemic shocks the world. We didn't see this coming. We were caught unaware. This has created the new normal, and we have to embrace it by addressing the challenges it brings.
Determined to pursue the delivery of education amidst the COVID-19 pandemic, DepEd Region 10 launched its banner program dubbed as RX Adobe.
The Department of Education, Northern Mindanao, has crafted its learning continuity plans under the banner program RX Adobe, which stands for Region 10 Alternative Delivery of Basic Education. It underscores the alternative delivery modes under the remote teaching and learning. The 14 schools division offices of the region have crafted the learning continuity plans anchored on RX Adobe.
Always ready for education emergencies, DepEd Region 10 will continue its tradition of excellence in delivering its services anchored on the department's Sulong Edukalidad program.
As we pivot from access to quality, we have to consider a well-developed curriculum, improved learning environment, upskilled teachers, and take into consideration responsive multi-stakeholders cooperation. All these and more are under the program Sulong Edukalidad. But on top of this all, still health and safety are the number one concerns of the Department of Education, especially at this time of pandemic.
Serving with heart.
Leading
Straight from the heart of DepEd Region 10.
education must continue.
adlaw kanatong tanan. Ako si Ramon Gonzalez Abrera, aka DepEd Paulo, ang inyong Public Affairs Unit Lead Officer.
Ug ako sab si Candice Racoma, ang inyong rakista abogada aka DepEd Rada. Kami ang inyong kauban,
Kasaligan,
kadangpan,
ka-DepEd sa
BigaTEN, DepEd.
DepEd. Mga ka-DepEd, welcome to our Season 2, Episode 33 for 2021. Previously on our program, we brought to you the Schools Division Office of Tangub City, highlighting its segment titled Ang Tangkub, the Gains and Calculated Moves. Partner.
Tama ka dyan, ka-DepEd Paulo. At para sa ating edisyon ngayon, ating kamustahin ang sangay ng lungsod Valencia. Ano-ano na nga ba ang kaganapan, tagumpay at pagbabago sa kanilang mga programa mula nang itampok natin sila noong Season 1? Hindi lang yan, partner, makakasama rin natin mamaya ang ating butihing direktor na si RD Art para ibahagi sa atin ang mga kaganapan at paghahanda ng ating mga paaralan na kalahok sa pilot implementation of face-to-face classes. This is DepEd Valencia Rise 2.0, rendering information, collaborating efforts, and face-to-face with RD Art in today's episode of BigaTEN DepEd 10.
Ayan, partner, excited akong pag-usapan ito as per Regional Memorandum 707 Series of 2021. Ito po yung inilabas natin kahapon na regional winners and official entries for the 2021, tama ba? 2021 First Information Leaders Awards or ILAW National Finals. Partner, yung Public Affairs Service ng DepEd Central Office ang siyang namumuno ng competition ito. And this is the first time ever na naglunsad sila ng national competition. Meron tayong 5 categories, partner, di ba? At pang-anim yung isang pangarap video contest. And partner, siyempre ikinagagalak nating ipaalam sa ating mga ka-DepEd at sa komunidad na, kahit paano po, panalong-panalo na rin po tayo dahil sa regional office lang 4 na sinabit nating entries ay national finalists. At para naman sa schools division offices, meron tayong 4 din na binigay na entry, tapos 2 dito ay national finalists din. Eto, partner, unang-una na, ito yung na pinangungunahan mo, Most Outstanding in Public Assistance Service. Regional Office 10 Public Assistance Action Center, our official regional entry for the national finals. Nako, finalist po tayo dyan. Pinangungunahan siyempre ng ating partner na si Attorney Candice Zenia Arbrazon aka Rada. At siyempre, proud din po ako dahil kasama ako dyan, si Ma'am Johanna C. Pasqua, Mary Grace G. Makaambak, at ang ating mga ICT people na si Sir Ralph Simon L. Mabulay at Fatima E. Villaremo. Take note, finalist tayo dyan. Partner.
Yes, partner. At para sa most outstanding in information dissemination or ang broadcast, our very own BigaTEN DepEd 10,
Yes.
the official regional entry for the national finals. At tayo po ay national finalist, of course, with our lead officer, ang aking partner na si Ramon G. Abrera Jr. aka ka-DepEd Paulo bilang Public Affairs Unit Head. At syempre, kasama din po tayo dyan as members. Nandyan din po si Mr. Ralph Simon L. Mabulay, si Ms. Fatima E. Villaremo, si Direk Mary Anthony Sixeras na namimiss na talaga natin, at
Yes.
si Mr. Billy Ponhay. Ayan po. At hindi mo yan, partner.
Yes, eto pa. para naman sa most outstanding in social media management category, ayan, ang ating Regional Office 10 Social Media Creative Team na pinangungunahan naman po ng ating director dito na si Sir Ralph Simon L. Mabulay ay nako, finalist din. Ayan, siyempre kasama si Fatima A. Villarema, ako at ikaw, kapartner Narada, at si Clifford Billy Ponhay. At partner, i-wish natin siya ng good luck, all the best talaga sa ating director dito na si Sir Ralph, kasi yung interview niya, panel interview niya ay mamayang hapon pagkatapos ng ating live streaming ng BigaTEN DepEd 10 program. So, we wish him definitely good luck, Direk. Ha? Ayan. At syempre, partner, yung pang-apat nating finalist, ano ba ito?
Yes, partner, of course, the fourth finalist, the fourth national finalist for the Ilaw Awards. Lang ra kayo pagkasulti, partner. For the Ilaw Awards is for the most outstanding DepEd Manual of Style Implementer or the DMOS. At sino pa nga ba ito kung hindi ang Regional Office 10 Public Affairs Unit, of course, headed by my partner, Ramon G. Abrera Jr. Congratulations, partner.
Thank you, kapartner Narada. Siyempre, humbled tayo yet also honored. At para naman sa ating mga schools division offices entries, partner, nagpadala rin tayo para sa Most Outstanding DepEd Manual of Style or DMOS Implementer. At ang regional champion natin dito ay ang Division of Valencia City, kung saan sinabit natin as regional entry for the national finals. Natapos na rin yung kanyang panel interview. Kasabay ko po siya, si Ma'am Annabel S. Rubio, na isa rin sa technical staff ng ating palabas ngayon. Siya po ang ating Divisional Information Officer. So, all the best to us. Partner.
Yes, partner. At hindi lang yan. Para naman sa most outstanding in social media management for the division level, we have our regional champion. Ba ito, partner? Tama ba ako? The regional champion?
Tama.
We have the Division of Cagayan de Oro City. Sila din po ang ating official regional entry to the national finals, with the lead officer in the person of Mr. Joel D. Potane, the Division Information Officer of the Division of Cagayan de Oro. Together with the members of the team, we have Mr. James Z. Siho, Mr. Michael Dave Tan, Roxanne Fuentes, and Poresa Camonias, rather. Congratulations po sa inyo.
That's right, partner. At i-recognize din natin ang first runner-up na ang Division of Misamis Occidental. Of course, ang kanilang lead officer ay si DIO Ellen Kendra B. Dampor at ang kanyang mga kasama naman na sina Fernan C. Lanzaderas and Valerie Kirstine I. Villanueva, friends Nell Deloria and Francis R. Manonog. At partner, ang kanilang second runner-up.
Yes, for the second runner-up for the same category, we have the Division of Ozamis City, with our lead officer over there na si Ma'am Arlene C. Villa, our Division Information Officer, together with her members, Mr. Anthony P. Maroliano, si Sir Reggie A. Catedral, and Thonicar P. Bastillada. Congratulations din po sa inyo.
Congratulations. At para naman sa ating most outstanding in information dissemination broadcast category para sa Schools Division Office level naman, partner, ang champion natin dito ay ang Division of Bukidnon. At ang kanilang lead officer ay si Sir Roland B. Sumuoy. Kasama naman po sina Sir Ramon Vincent A. Torres, Daryl Ray T. Macario, Ronel June T. Estiva, Jessamay S. Aklub, Adonis E. Ente, and Lelia C. Valdesco. Yes, partner.
At partner, para naman po sa first runner-up, again, we have the Division of Ozamis City with their lead officer, Ma'am Arlene C. Villa, and together with the members, Anthony P. Maroliano, Sir Reggie A. Catedral, and Thonicar P. Bastillada. Ayan, doble panalo sila, partner.
Yes. And finally, partner, para sa isang pangarap music video contest, ang ating regional entry ay ang Kapatagan National High School mula naman po sa Division of Lanao del Norte. Of course, siyempre, dahil teamwork ito, partners, so acknowledge din natin ang kanilang principal na si Sir Rodolfo Sevilla Rosa, ang kanilang SPA coordinator na si Sir Watson V. Escorial, ang kanilang coach na si Ma'am Irish O. Subing, Assistant Coach Wilma Bendo, at syempre yung kanilang mga participants sa video, partner.
Yes, ang kanilang mga participants sa kanilang video, si Jamin Dimaporo, Mariel Faith M. Nase, Mary Ann Salva, Freya Pangandoyon, Jasnel Garayan, at si Uzaya M. Nase. Congratulations po sa inyong lahat and all the best po sa atin for the finals.
And mga ka-DepEd, para sa bahagi ng ating programang Anong Meron Ngayon, makakasama natin ang sangay ng Lungsod Valencia para sa kanilang pagbabahagi sa atin ng kanilang programang pinamagatang Valencia Rise 2.0, Rendering Information, Collaborating Efforts.
The Division of Valencia City really keeps its rice good, partner, kanang rice good nga tinuod.
Oy, lamig yung Valencia Rise.
Yes, of course, partner. Bisag dili ko nakaon og rice, kabalok ko nga lami ang Valencia rice. Now, partner, we would like to have a quick review of what was delivered and presented by the City Division of Golden Harvest during the season 1 of our program. If my memory serves me right, they discussed the trials and triumphs of their division amid the pandemic. Tama ba yan, partner?
Yes, partner. They definitely had shown us their resilience and agility. In spite of the pandemic, they were still able to hitch the CSC or Civil Service Bronze Award. Kung hindi ako nagkakamali, partner, para ito sa Prime HRM. And then they were also able to continue their ISO practices and even inaugurated other flagship programs amidst the pandemic, partner.
Ay, totoo naman talaga yan, partner. With what DepEd Valencia has shown us, I am so excited with what they have in store for the Valencianos and the entire Region 10, given that they are under a new administration. Kaya wag na natin patagalin to. Let's watch this.
As we venture to improve our service delivery and provide quality basic education in the new learning landscape, the City Schools Division of Valencia has been proving itself to be adaptive with the challenges of time, resilient with any kinds of crisis, agile in responding pressing and relevant issues. This is the City Schools Division of Valencia, and this is Valencia Rise, rendering information, collaborating effort.
Despite several adjustments that had confronted us regarding our learning last school year, we had finished it with greater confidence than the previous school years. The challenges posed by this pandemic has made us appreciate the relevance of education and that it has to continue. This pandemic also has made us revisit the core values in our family: love, faith, understanding, support, and resilience. Through distance learning delivery, we were able to continue our studies. It provided us chances to bond with our parents and siblings while learning. Also, in spite of distance learning setup, our teachers and school are but one call away. They are always in a reach and are ready to extend assistance to us learners.
Tingali, kung wala nagiyahan sa Department of Education, Division of Valencia City, ang mga ginikanan, naglisod yun sa pagtudlo sa among mga kabataan panahon sa pandemya. Apan pinaagi sa Basic Education Continuity Plan ang matang tulungaan ang ikamot sa pagpasabot o pagtabang sa mga ginikanan sa among mga responsibilidad aron padayon ang maayong edukasyon. Pinaagi sa pagtuman sa Basic Education Learning Continuity Plan, sayod kami sa mga pamaagi aron makahiusa kita sa pagkabot sa kalampusan sa batang pagtutunan. We were provided with roadmap for direction and in collaboration with various stakeholders sa pagkamukan din nato sa Division of Valencia City, luyog sa suporta sa mga stakeholders, Pilipinas, sa mga ginikanan, no Valenciano, slave behind.
David mga ka-DepEd, we have just heard learner Liza E. Labiste and PDA President June Ray Serrano. And based on what they have shared, partner, we can really say that DepEd Valencia City is truly adapting to the changes of the times. And they are definitely doing their level best, ika nga, in achieving their goals. Pero ano kaya ang nasa DepEd Valencia City that their stakeholders are really appreciative of?
Same thoughts here, partner. Kasi with all the ganap and hanash in the world, marites kayo, partner, I can really sense that the provision of quality education is the name of their game. Kaya mga ka-DepEd, we have with us today the ASDS of the Division of Valencia City. We have ASDS Connie Belsinistal, the CID and the SGOD chiefs also of the same division, and the division's program holders. Let's hear it loud and clear, Region 10 for the Valencianos.
Driven analysis, feedback from the learners and parents, teachers in the field, and epidemiological pictures of programs, activities, and project outcomes that we were able to recreate, modify, and even provide new programs and projects to improve the quality of our services. The City Schools Division of Valencia sticks to its mantra that every school-age child deserves to be in the school, no matter what circumstances may there be, regardless of challenges. No child should be left behind. No Valenciano should be left behind. It is with these terms that we at the division office, down to every school, with strengthened collaboration with our stakeholders, have developed localized and contextualized programs and projects that will address the unique needs of our learners. We understand that every day is a constant battle of survival. These days, but against all odds, we are also firm believers that our services have to be efficient, effective, more than
the not-so-impressive results in reading and learning assessments we conducted last year are very telling of our not-so-successful attempt to deliver quality education in the early time of the pandemic. But as resilient and agile people who are conscious that our future depends on what we do today, the men and women of the Curriculum Implementation Division have resolved to take calculated risks and bravely bounce back and steer through tough challenges and failures to be able to achieve excellence in curriculum and instruction. For this, we have introduced Usbong Valencia. Usbong is a Cebuano term meaning to grow, to progress, or to sprout. Exactly what we would like our learners to become so they can be productive citizens in the future. Valencia, on the other hand, is an acronym which stands for Varied Alternatives in Learning through Educational Novelties for Competency Improvement and Acceleration. Usbong Valencia is the division's banner program to advance sulong edukalidad. It houses innovative programs and projects aimed at effecting improved learning outcomes. The most recent of these include Ripples, or reading initiatives for peak performance of learners in elementary and secondary. We also have 100 MTV-based video lessons in beginning reading project. And then we have Teacher Eye, or teacher audio instructions. Another one is blended approach in learning advances the youth, or Balay program. Then there is enrich, or engaging and non-threatening remediations impact competency honing. Then there is dual, meaning division unified assessment of learning. And finally, Project LSH for iKids. To tell you more about each undertaking, ladies and gentlemen, here are 7 of the 26 committed civil servants of the Curriculum Implementation Division. They are the program's focal persons. Here they are, ladies and gentlemen.
Reading advocacies foster a culture of reading and stronger synergy among educators and stakeholders. Valencia City Division stands resolute that reading interventions could fill the learning gaps which contributes children to fall behind each year, whether pandemic or not. Data from a reading post test conducted in March 2020 shows that there were about 283 non-readers and 7,962 frustration readers in elementary, while 35 non-readers and 4,719 frustration readers in the secondary, out of 25,874 learners from grades 4 to 12. This scenario prompted Valencia City Division to introduce an innovative program called REPORTS, which stands for Reading Initiatives for Peak Performance of the Learners in Elementary and Secondary. This initiative highlights the crafting of 100 MTB-based video lessons in beginning reading. Corollary to this, Valencia City Division and launches waves of monthly reading activities such as virtual reading contest, which promotes virtual reading among kindergarten to grade 3 learners. We also conduct spelling bee, which aims to improve learners' vocabulary and ability to convert oral language sounds into printed language symbols. Another activity is the virtual storytelling contest, which allows learners to enjoy reading through online platform. The Search for Bookworm of 2021 encourages learners to read beyond the limit, and grade 3 learners with the most significant reading skills improvement are awarded as the most improved reader of the month. These reading activities support the Project Care for Normal Readers and attuned with the Pambansang Buwan ng Pagbasa, which centers on the theme, bawat bata bumabasa sa kabila ng hamon ng pandemya.
Good morning, Valencia. Good morning, Region 10. One of the projects initiated by the CID Division of Valencia City is entitled 100 MTB-based video lessons for beginning reading. This is designed for the kindergarten, grade 1, grade 2, and grade 3 pupils in this division. I would like to say that this is something peculiar. It is because this is not a work of one, but a collaboration and a concerted effort of all the CID people, from the teachers who are the video lesson presenters, to the school heads who partner with the teachers in the formulation and the shooting of the video, to the EPSs who evaluated the videos for quality assurance, to the PSDSs who are the proponents of this project, and of course to our CID chief for his never-ending motivation for us to do more and become better. I would also like to say these video lessons can offer flexibility for the learners to pause, rewind, skip, exit, or even review the videos anytime they want to for better understanding. You know, the PSDSS conceptualized this project to address the pressing issue of the long-time problem on reading, which worsened in this time of the pandemic. As I said, this is designed for the kindergarten to grade 3 pupils as the foundation years for learning. Data shows that out of the 12,477 enrolled pupils in kindergarten to grade 3, the Division of Valencia City, 283 of them are non-readers and 7,950 belong to the frustration readers. This is alarming, right? Grounded with this data, we want to help beginning readers learn the basics and eradicate struggling readers in the higher grades. We believe that this video lesson on beginning reading would increase engagement of learners to reading because when their attention is captured, they become interested in the material. And we know that with this, they can process and remember the lesson better. This will also provide strong visual cues that will keep the learner's attention. Once they become interested, they become receptive to the activities that would amplify learning more. The use of these MTV-based video lessons commenced this school year 2021-2022. Hence, there is no reported effect yet. However, based on feedback from the field, this has helped pupils a lot in beginning to learn to read, especially the IP learners from the 8 IP schools. Because, as I said, the videos are MTV based. That's it.
Partner? Or kinahanglan kag interpreter, partner, kay dili ta ka madunggan. Interpreter, please.
Sige, sige, sige. One more time. Ayan, partner. Do you hear me loud and clear now?
Yes, partner. Fire away.
Okay. Mula kay Sir Winfredo V. Botalid, watching from Tinaclan Elementary School, Misamis Occidental Division. Good morning po. At mula naman ako sa aking kapatid. Good morning, Tuesday to all. Greetings from Baltimore, USA. Hello, Ate Grace. And from Christine May Hongoy, Christine May Di Hongoy from grade 10 Anthorium. Nako, nanonood sa atin. Thank you. From Buena Grace Suson, good morning, watching from Upper Montol Elementary School, Bonifacio East District. And mula naman po kay Arlene Ermio Labiste, watching from Sugod Integrated School. Yeah, good morning, everyone. Partner.
Yes, we also say good morning to MJ Imj. Good morning po, joining from Valencia City Central School from the Division of Valencia City. We have John Mark Lumasa. Good morning, watching from Valencia National High School. And then we also have Jamie Kim Dakutan. Good morning po. Grade 10 Everlasting Valencia National High School. Oh, with grade and section pa ha. Ayan, sino pa? Si John Louis D. Loreto. Good morning, watching from Valencia National High School. And then we also have Rod Vincent. Good morning, everyone. Good morning din po.
Ayan. At meron pa from Adriana Laureen Dinsag Pabunot. Ayan, grade 10 Anthorium. Thank you for watching. And we have from Aldrin Sandoval Pagar, grade 10 Anthorium din. Nako. And from Ernest Facon, good morning, watching from Valencia Central School, Valencia City. At mula naman po kay Christine May Hongoy again, from 10 Anthorium Valencia National High School. Thank you for watching. And from Mika Merl Bangis, good morning, watching from Valencia National High School also. Partner, last round natin.
Ayan, meron pa. We also say hi to Quenzel Quian. Grade 10 Anthorium also. Buong klase ata ng grade 10 Anthorium nanonood.
Yes.
At meron din si Miss Editha Hangayo. Good morning, watching from Kahaponan Elementary School. And then we also say good morning and hi to Lou Davy Lian Gubat. Good morning, everyone. Grade 10 Everlasting naman, watching from Valencia National High School. And then Angel May Omblero. Good morning, grade 10 Anthorium, watching from Valencia National High School. Dito ata sila nag-check attendance, partner.
Oo.
Si Mary Chris Arafile Sumalino. Good morning, everyone watching here from Valencia City Central School, Kindergarten naman. Ayan po. Good morning sa inyong lahat.
Sige, marami pa yan mamaya, partner. This time, balikan po natin ang ating mga education program supervisors para po ibahagi sa atin ang kanilang mga programa at inisyatibo.
Engineering, or SDE, of Valencia National High School, the Division of Valencia City, was officially accredited by the Department of Education last 2010. The program mainly aims to provide a wider access to quality secondary education among our learners with high interest and aptitude towards diverse careers in science, technology, and engineering. As the STE program offers a combination of sound and scientific academic foundation and hands-on experiences, learners are envisioned to become innovative thinkers and leaders in their respective fields. The program is committed to provide meaningful learning opportunities amidst the pandemic. Thus, to strengthen the division's mantra that no Valenciano is left behind, Balay, which stands for Blended Approach in Learning, advances the youth, was realized. In modular distance learning, quick check answer sheets were introduced for easier and fast-track monitoring of learners' progress. More so, it was designed in order to ease the burden of teachers in checking the learners' outputs as required by their self-learning modules. For consideration of online distance learning, an online survey was first conducted to the learners to determine which topics in the SLMs they find most difficult. The result of the survey are the most essential data for the conduct of the online class. As learners face problems on internet connectivity and accessibility, Valencia National High School reinforced online learning through the installation of its very own radio station known as VNHS HD 90.5 FM and linked with Radio Mano Mano 99.3 FM. In RBI, innovated and contextualized interactive science stories were introduced so that the learners will be able to understand more about difficult science concepts. To assess written works and performance tasks, learners in the STE were required of an interactive science notebook. Through the ISN, they can demonstrate their thinking, prior knowledge, and misconceptions. Also, parents have the chance to give feedback on the output and learning experiences of their students. Despite the learning uncertainties brought by the pandemic, we strongly believe that we are able to produce learners who are scientifically and technologically literate, problem solvers, and critical thinkers. Through the diverse innovations and initiatives, learners under the STE program are prepared for an innovation-driven economy.
The pandemic placed us in the crossroads of delivering quality education and ensuring everyone's health. Doing one without the other is never an option, for we are obliged to do both. This scenario prompted the division to launch the program Enrich, engaging and non-threatening remediation impact competency owning. To maximize learning at the same time safeguard everyone's health, teachers rely on ICT gadget and multimedia platforms such as cell phones, laptops, Messenger, Facebook, and the like. However, not all schools are blessed with internet connectivity. In its absence, some look for other means to engage learners safely while delivering quality education to all, and live up to our mantra that no Valenciano is left behind. One of the other means under the Enrich program is the two-way radio gadget in Lourdes Integrated School. The project initially designed to select grade 7 struggling learners who do not have any other means to communicate with the teachers but face-to-face. A two-way radio unit is provided to those learners which will be used during a scheduled discussion with their teachers. Contents in the given module with the focus in the discussion. It was also used as an avenue in providing timely response to instructional queries and monitor progress of learners. The project is gaining positive results. Data show that recipients of the project improved academically as shown in the school's CMSS.
Anong problema, mga kaluro? Ang bata walang kasama, walang makakatulong habang nag-aaral ng isa? Hindi naman yun. Dahil
Maayong adlaw. Kumusta? Unta malipayon ka karong adlaw. Andam na ba ka nga magtuon ug magtubag sa atong EPP module?
Marinig niyo ba yun? Kakasama na nila si Teacher I. Teacher I is a plug and play or canned audio instructions intended to supplement self-learning modules for starting groups. Initially, for EPP4, and soon across grade levels for learning programs. AI and Teacher I stands for Audio and Instructions. This project recognizes that not all learners are independent or exceptional, and that many are unprepared to embrace learning without a teacher. Some significant challenges coming from the field include the fact that parents are generally consumed by work or in finding means for living, making them of little help to their children. Others have inadequate educational background to support their children's provision. Now, while RBI, TVBI, and online classes were initiated, it has been found that not all places have engaged. Certainly, not all families provide expensive gadgets such as laptops or Android phones. This innovation requires a minimum spending of only 500 pesos or below to purchase one USB and a portable radio with USB port where CAN instructions can be plug and play. With this help, learners can deal with their self-learning modules with little or no separation anxiety at all from both teachers and parents as they learn these materials. Sure, it can be repeatedly played but still learn their designs.
The program Dual means Division Unified Assessment of Learning. It is our program to unify the final summary test. I would like to quote Section 4, a policy statement from DepEd Order Number 31, Series 2020, titled Interim Guidelines for Assessment and Grading in Light of the Basic Education Learning Continuity Plan that states teachers, school leaders, learners, and parents must commit to uphold the integrity of learning and instruction in the context of distance education. The main desired outcomes of this policy are to ensure that all learners are fairly assessed and graded in the continuation of education during this health crisis, and to emphasize that learning standards shall be attained with the provision of reasonable leniency and considerations for possible difficulties met by the learner. Number 16 of the same order, written work shall be administered to assess essential knowledge in understanding through quizzes and long-good tests. Items should be distributed across the cognitive process dimensions quoted from the 2015 using a combination of selected response and constructed response formats so that all are adequately covered. Hence, our division initiated this program with utmost care in following the guidelines. This set of final summative tests in a quarter is for learners from grades 1 to 10. It aims to ensure that competencies are covered in the test, making sure that the items are well placed. All the education program supervisors of the different learning area are the writers of this final summative test. These assessments will be administered to all learners in a scheduled day after the learners have completed the modules required in a quarter. The procedure is similar to the teacher's conduct of their summative test. Dual will start in school week. After the administration and checking of the test papers, the schools are then required to submit the results to CIP for the analysis of results for the education program supervisors. We hope that and SLOA program will give us the true picture in terms of performance of the learners and hence intervention and technical assistance for academic improvements will be given for the learner's sake.
These programs are but an overview of the several mechanisms in our division to safeguard learning. While we engross ourselves with these programs and projects, the school's governance operations divisions also maximizes its effort to thrive and sustain the best practices of this GOT Valencia.
In the interest of public health, all public schools and learning centers are duty-bound to exercise due diligence and take precautionary measures to minimize exposure to the risks associated with the COVID-19 and support government efforts to contain the spread of the virus. Amidst COVID-19 pandemic, the Division of Valencia City does not settle for less to ensure that learners in the division could access basic education anywhere and anytime without health risks. The Learning Continuity Plan embodies the strategic approach of the division towards responding to the new normal. It was developed to respond effectively and efficiently to the needs of the learners during emergency, to employ alternative strategies in sustaining school operations amidst COVID-19 pandemic. The School Governance and Operations Division ensures that school-aged children are enrolled, and those in the far-flung areas can still access education through the opening of schools and establishment of integrated schools. Learners and personnel's well-being is addressed through proper nutrition and mental health activities. Vaccination campaign was intensified, and the school's physical structures are being prepared for the face-to-face classes. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear about the programs and projects of the School Governance and Operations Division.
Ayan, partner. So bago tayo magpatuloy, partner, shout out ulit tayo sa ating mga viewers. Okay, meron pa tayong mga ilan pang mga guests, pero shout out muna tayo kasi maraming nagte-text eh. Ayan, from John Lloyd Ancheta. Good morning. John Lloyd G. Ancheta, nako, grade 10, section Everlasting naman. Okay, watching from Valencia National High School. From Greven Tapayan Angab, hello, sir. Good morning. Thank you, dear students. Don't forget to share, take care, and God bless. Thank you, Sir Greven. From Angel Chu Perolino, Vincent Marcy Perolino, grade 10, Antorium. Naku, bumalik si Antorium. Oo. Si Sir Efren Robles Ligaria. Okay. Efren Robles Ligaria, grade 10, Antorium din. Naku, isang buong section yata ito. From Jumail Kanyamo, ayan, grade 10, Everlasting naman. Partner.
Yes, we also say good morning to Methesea Tilos Cabañas, grade 10 Anthorium from Valencia National High School. May contest ata, partner. Sinong pinakamarami? We have Sheena Lyra, grade 10 Everlasting naman. And then we also say good morning to Mirshan. Good morning, Mirshan E. Cantiver, watching from Valencia National High School. And we also have Ginib Irbing Orevillo. Good morning. Bing Rodrigo Orevillo, grade 10, Everlasting, watching from Valencia National High School. And we have Kersey Dale De Liman, also from grade 10, Everlasting. Good morning po sa inyo.
Ako, partner, may plus points to sigurado. From John Mark Lumasa, good morning, watching from Valencia National High School. At mula naman po kay Krisha Lynn Saligan, good morning. Grade 10, Everlasting yan, watching from Valencia National High School also. At kay Rezil May Empugay, grade 10, Everlasting. Nako, nagko-compete yung Everlasting at saka Antorium. Eto, bumalik si Antorium. Andre B. Snar Abanid, Andre B. Abanid, grade 10, Antorium. At mula naman kay Japa M. Logramonte, ayan, grade 10, Everlasting. Partner, yung last one natin.
Ayan, meron pa. We have good morning from Shane May Bontuyan, grade 10, Everlasting, watching from Valencia National High School. Nandyan din po si Lainey Taha, grade 10, Everlasting din. And then we also say hi to Mona Cristel Concha from grade 10, Everlasting. O, maglista na kayo. Sinong pinakamarami? Ayan, nandyan din si Ellen Jean P. Flores, grade 10 everlasting, also from Valencia National High School. And then we have Michelle Rosales. Good morning, everyone. God bless us all, watching from Sacred Heart Village Elementary School, West 1, Cagayan de Oro City.
Ayan, partner. So
Ayan
balikan
po.
po natin ang ating mga guests. Ito po sila para sa kanilang mga programa at inisyatibo.
This is Philip Perez, Senior Education Program Specialist for Monitoring and Evaluation. This pandemic has really redefined the delivery of our services for Valencia City Division to school. Early this year, we administered the English Proficiency Test to all teaching applicants for school year 2021 to 2022 in kindergarten, elementary, junior, and senior high school. Among the simple but impactful innovations rolled out by the division is the integration of Stay Safe app in the conduct of national assessments, like the first computer-based English proficiency test here in Valencia City. Stay Safe application is a digital bayanihan platform that has contact tracing, health condition reporting, QR code scanning, and digital logging capabilities. Used by all teacher applicants and teaching personnel during the examination last May 15 to 17 at Valencia National High School. The initiative has also further helped in reducing the paper and pen used during the assessment. The integration of Stay Safe application will allow us a unified, rapid, and efficient contact tracing effort in the event of a COVID-19 virus transmission during the activity. The adjustments in the delivery of our services strive to continue the mandate of the Department of Education despite the lingering threat of the pandemic in the city. Let us all stay safe.
Our mental health impacts our physical health and overall well-being. Someone struggling with mental health issues such as anxiety, depression, an eating disorder, or an addiction can find it difficult to maintain focus, find motivation for tasks, and relate to peers and colleagues. The effects of mental health in our mood and ability to function throughout the day can impact all. Thus, improving mental health in schools has a number of benefits: a higher rate of teacher retention, increasing levels of achievement for students, and lower dropout rates for students. To name a few, focus on the need for improving mental health in schools is just the start. The school health section thereby provides mental health activities to improve and strengthen mental resilience of teachers and students in this time of crisis. In partnership with How to Help, an international nonprofit organization closing the gap in global health inequality through delivering free health education and services in local communities, we are able to conduct health education to Valencia National High School and was able to reach out to our high school students online through webinars.
School-based feeding program is one of the flagship programs of Upland Kalusugan sa Department of Education or OK sa DepEd. It is an excellent mechanism for select intervention to school children as it offers an opportunity not only for enhancing nutrition but also improving their school participation and educational outcomes. The program objectives includes addressing hunger, contribute to the improvement of their nutritional status, provide nourishment for their growth and development, help boost their immune system, enhance and improve their health and nutrition values. In consideration of the changes brought about by the pandemic, the implementation of the school-based feeding program was modified and adapted to the new normal, putting utmost importance to the welfare, safety, and health of learners and personnel involved, while also ensuring the attainment of the program objectives. The school-based feeding program of Valencia City Division was implemented in line with the basic education learning continuity plan and in strict compliance with the DepEd required health standards. The program provided the 5,488 beneficiaries with nutritious food products such as enhanced Nutriban, Milky Ban, NutriPacks, fruits, and pasteurized milk. Food commodities were delivered to the 10 identified school drop-off points every Monday, where school pick up their food commodities and distribute it to the identified beneficiaries while ensuring proper health protocol were followed. Nutritious food products and pasteurized milk of the school-based feeding program had reached the primary beneficiaries to all public elementary schools in the city of Valencia. School-based feeding program had improved the nutritional status of the learners and at the same time influenced the children's academic performance and improved their health and nutrition values and behavior. Indeed, okay sa DepEd.
DepEd Valencia City is a medium division comprising 46 private and 65 public schools with a total population of 61,994. These 65 public schools were composed of 48 elementary schools, 10 integrated schools, and 7 national high schools. Under the leadership of Schools Division Superintendent Ribon Famil Arpadio, the conversion of 16 strategic elementary schools into an integrated school was strongly recommended, and all school heads were advised to prepare the necessary documents to be submitted to the regional office for validation. The eagerness of this noble endeavor was supported by the current officer in charge, Schools Division Superintendent Rowena H. Paraon, in partnership with the local government unit of Valencia City for the needed human and financial resources while the schools are waiting to be integrated. The schools prepared the necessary documents and all the attached requirements were evaluated by the division evaluation team before it was endorsed to the regional office. The regional office, through their authorized representative, scheduled and conducted the on-site validation to check the feasibility of the schools and provided technical assistance for an additional document for submission. If this proposed integrated schools conversion will be realized, this will help bring education towards the doorsteps of our clientele, the learners, with less expense and more ease. This could also help increase our participation rate, thus adhering to the division's mantra, no Valenciano is left behind.
This is Valencia City, resilient, agile, honing potentials, fostering excellence.
Ayan po mga ka-DepEd, kapartner narada. Maayo gid kaayo pagkaluto ang Valencia rice, partner. Kung sa literal pa nga pagtak ang sakto ang ratio sa tubig ug bugas. Tama kayo ang siga sa kalan ug perfect ang pagkakugay, di ba partner?
Partner, ang kanang pinaka-sad ra ba nga feeling, partner, kay kanang naglingkod na ka naghulat sa imong sudan, unya nakalimot di ka og tak-ang dadto sa rice cooker. So wala niya pun kay kanon. So unsaon na partner? Tak-anga gid ay ang show diri.
So nahumol na ang bugas.
Nahumol na pero wala nimo na on ang imong rice cooker. Ya naglingkod na ka kay naghulat na ka nanay mo sudan, di ba pait kaayo?
Mauna na diha. Pero anyway, kaya na ako partner nga walay rice.
Of course.
Char lang ko, no? Well, we are just setting the tone in a lighter atmosphere, partner. Kasi kung napapansin mo, medyo seryoso yung ating mga panauhin kanina. Di ba? Napansin mo,
Yes,
partner?
partner. I know there's more for all of us, of course, still from the city of Golden Harvest. But this time, we'll have a short break. And when we come back, kamustahan muna tayo sa ating mga bisita sa Kamusta Valencia.
Ayan, partner, galing naman. Mura kong naasa ko ang partner, murag na ako sa lasang, tapos naglakaw-lakaw ko nga nakatiniil daplin sa sapa, basta di lang gi ko matunok. Ha? Nice ang feeling, partner, na murag chill lang, chill, relax, away from murabag the hustle of the hustles of city life, no? Murag nindot kayong feeling. Anyway, back to business, partner. In terms of academic concerns, our teachers are the prime frontliners, ika nga. And if in the previous years, when face-to-face training and provision of technical assistance were sufficiently provided, I am just wondering, partner, how are our teachers being capacitated these days? Diba? So let's watch and listen to Ma'am Zairealty Sauran and Sir Greven T. Angab and find out how they have been assisted by their school heads and supervisors in terms of curriculum implementation. Let's watch this.
Hello, DepEd Paulo and DepEd Rada. Yes, there is really a huge difference between the face-to-face and new normal setting in terms of the provision of technical assistance given by our school heads and supervisors. However, I would not say that the present setting of technical assistance is any less efficient than what we had in trainings, seminars, and classroom observation. As a matter of fact, instructional supervision is strengthened and upgraded into digitalization. For one, since we are in the digital era, information is everywhere. Our superiors have been using different social media platforms like YouTube, Facebook, and Google, where we could access how to make weekly home learning plans, summative tests, individual monitoring plans, and video lessons. We have also attended countless webinars, and we could immediately raise our queries to our supervisors. Everything is digital, fast, and accessible. Teachers could just readily click on the internet about the trends on how we could still improve modular delivery of learning. Our superiors also conduct classroom monitoring every week. This includes our module distribution, strategies that we used, interventions that we can devise for struggling students, and even maintaining the cleanliness and readiness of our classrooms in the new normal setting. Frequent communication of feedback is vital and at the same time very crucial in this new normal setting. We are still in the process of getting used to distance learning, so the strategies and interventions that we devised are still subject for feedback and improvement. However, the use of technology as another way of communication has made it easier for our superiors to give feedback. That's it, Kadeped Paulo and Kadeped Rada.
Hi, good day everyone. Good morning, DepEd Rada and DepEd Paulo. Almost all schools around the world have been shut down due to COVID-19 outbreak. However, in many countries, education was not completely stopped. Our country and schools turned to distance education practices. Various measures have been taken to ensure that students are not completely disconnected from educational processes. By using technological tools such as television, online platforms, synchronous, asynchronous learning, as well as internet and mobile applications. Many teachers have never had such experience before and have not received sufficient training on how to deal with such a crisis in pre-service and in-service training processes. Were caught unprepared for this process. Moreover, even if teachers have sufficient technological skills and can reach all students through communication channels, distance education may be insufficient for some age groups, class levels, lessons, and students. In addition, pedagogical methods and strategies to be used in distance education must be different from those used in the classroom to ensure the participation and motivation of students to follow learning, to support students remotely. Teachers need to use different methods and make more efforts. The Department of Education prioritize the various webinars that are suited for teachers to cope with the dire need of distance learning competency in partnership with notable stakeholders. DepEd Learning Resources Portal, Guro 21 courses, DICT trainings, learning action cells, radio-based instructions, and research. DepEd also capacitated teachers with full license in using Microsoft applications, DepEd Commands, DepEd TV, and the use of DepEd SIM for free internet connectivity and positive mental health awareness to all teaching and non-teaching personnel. On the other hand, teachers at the other end of the spectrum have to cope with much more intense workload, demands, and expectations than the schools are open and education is maintained in the classroom, with communication technologies being easily accessible. Employees in all segments of society, different occupational groups, production and service sectors want measures to spend this process with minimal economic, social, and psychological losses, as well as protecting their health and the health of those around them. In the COVID-19 pandemic, which has been challenging for all people, priority should be given to health service and employees in the sector.
Oo. Lagi kay grabe ra bang chika sa taga Bukidnon sa imuha. Brad, abi asi kuan. Kung ay naari diri. Spring. Mo ka ni mo spring ay. Ay, pag nag-uniforme.
Ayan, partner. Parang meron tayong technical glitches ngayon dito. Oo. So, paano yan? Direct, shout out muna tayo. Is it possible? Tapos balikan lang natin yung ano ba? Oo, no? Shoutout muna siguro tayo ng mga ilang mga ano dito. Oo. Ayan. So from Justice CJ Nicanor Hanginan, grade 10 Everlasting, watching from Valencia National High School. Ayan. From Rochelle Jordan, grade 10 Everlasting. Aba, bumabaha na yung grade 10 Everlasting partner. Sino kayo mga mananalo nito? From Chiri May Bayabos Caniete, grade 10 Everlasting. Ayan. At mula naman kay Jane Berial, watching from Valencia City Central School. At good morning naman kay John Ray Pegarit. Ayan, grade 10 nako, bumalik si Antorium. Partner, paano yan?
Yes, hindi ko na nabilang. Nandyan din si Maria Lourdes Catalan watching from Maribuyong National High School, District of Dueñas, SDO Iloilo. Magandang umaga po. And we have Sneaky Pearl Panasoy, grade 10 Everlasting. And then we also say hi to Jane Ascuna Tampos watching from Lala National High School from the division of Lanao del Norte. And we have Chris Kira Olalo watching from Valencia City Central School. And we also say hi to Chisa Sumintan, good morning, watching from Kahaponan Elementary School Division of Valencia City. Meron pa ba? We have Efrel Demetilio watching from Valencia City Central School. Magandang umaga po, partner.
Ayan, meron pa ba direct? From Laila K.L. Pohas Barbas, good morning po. Watching from Sinacaban District, Misamis Occidental Division naman po ito. At mula naman kay Aldrin Sandoval Pagar, Aldrin Espagar, grade 10 Anthorium from Valencia National High School. Ayan, from Tess Taquiso, watching from Valencia City Central School. Good morning po. At mula naman kay Stephanie Flores, magandang umaga po from Valencia City Division naman. At meron pa, ayan, Crystalline Saligan, good morning, grade 10 Everlasting. Of course, watching from VNHS. Partner, meron pa yan.
Meron pa. We have Angel Faith Circulado, grade 10 Everlasting. Sinong nangunguna sa polls, partner? We also have Chris Kira Olalo. Good morning, everyone. So, hindi na bibilangin yung 2 beses bumoto. And then, we have Annalie Ambos watching from Valencia City School Kindergarten naman. And then, we have Joshua Mark Lazarte. Good morning, watching from Valencia City. And good morning also to Shane Bontuyan, grade 10 Everlasting, watching from Valencia National High School also. Meron pa ba? Ayan. Good morning.
Tuloy na tayo.
Yes, partner.
Yes.
Now, yes, so balik tayo sa ating trabaho, partner. Ayun, napakinggan natin ang ating mga teachers kanina mula sa field, and it's very good to hear that our teachers in the field are continuously upskilling with the help of our school heads and supervisors. This time, our school heads will share with us how they have been assisted in terms of school governance and operations, especially in the implementation of the Basic Education Learning Continuity Plan, or the BELCP. We have with us Ma'am Ana Flor Gahum of Ginoyoran National High School and Sir Ronnie Nietes of Sinalayan Elementary School. Let's watch this.
Valencia. Good morning, Region 10. Well, DepEd Paulo and DepEd Rada. On terms of governance and operations, we are truly guided and well assisted. Despite of several hindrances to conduct on-site technical assistance, our SGOD personnel really help us through remote and virtual monitoring. Regarding the BELCP, consultative meetings with assigned EPSS and PSDS were conducted to ensure that we are guided with our actions. Also, with the help of the social mobilization and networking section of the division office, we were assisted on strengthening stakeholders' participation in schools. They also endorse us to stakeholders who can provide help and support our school level improvement, including learning deliveries. We were also assessed on Brigada Escuela as part of our BELCP implementation. I, as one of the school heads, is really hopeful that with the guidance of the SGOD personnel and the rest of the DepEd Valencia, we can make realization of our basic education learning continuity plan. Truly, every school and every person in our division are cared for as we commit ourselves to our mantra. No Valenciano is left behind. Thank you, DepEd Paulo and DepEd Rada.
Hello, DepEd Rada, and hello, DepEd Paulo. Hello, DepEd Region 10, and hello, DepEd Valencia City. Being a school head is something new to me because I am a newbie in this position, and I can say that the task is very challenging and demanding. Considering the scope of work, the accountability, it's actually a huge responsibility for me. For now, I am still in the process of learning so many things, and that process is also very difficult. But then, what motivated me to continue or to move on or to go on is the thought that I am not alone in this journey, and I have with me the best and competent leaders of Valencia City Division. I felt their presence since day one of my appointment. They never ceased to provide me technical assistance whenever I needed. These leaders in the division of Valencia City is always a call or a text away should you need help from them. Because of that, with their technical assistance that they have continuously provided to us, their provisions of different services to our school, we were able to make it this school year 2021-2022. From crafting of our BELCP up to the implementation of our BELCP in Ginayura National High School. Indeed, in Valencia, there is no Valenciano that is left behind. And as always, we harvest as one. Thank you, DepEd Rada. Thank you, DepEd Paulo. Thank you, DepEd Region 10. And thank you, DepEd Valencia.
Ayan, daghan sa salamat ma'am. Alam mo partner, base sa mga tubag sa atong mga magtutudlo, ingon mga sa mga atong mga gapangulo sa mga eskwelahan, nakita gyud nato partner ang pakigbisog o pagpaningkamot sa matag usa para mahatag ang dekalidad nga edukasyon ngadto sa atong mga magtutungha. Di ba partner?
Yes, partner, tama ka dyan. There have been so many concerns regarding distance learning. However, as we become more adaptive to this new learning landscape, our learners have likewise become progressive in their learning. Now, this time, we'll listen to two of our Valenciano learners. We have Alisa Jane G. Dahilan and Jill Claudette L. Ruba, elementary learners of Bagong Taas Central Elementary School, as they share with us their learning experiences through the use of the modules. How are they coping with the challenges of distance learning? Let's find out.
DepEd Paulo, DepEd Rada, despite the challenges brought by this pandemic, I would say that I have learned a lot in my studies. Among ginadap sa school is modular distance learning. Tungod kay mas convenient para sa amuha. Before, I had a hard time answering my modules because I could not manage my time well. Considering the number of activities in each module, as well as the level of difficulty in those activities. There were also times when I had to call help from my teacher or someone I know, because I and my mother could not understand a particular topic. Then sometimes, naay household chores, ug ang set up pud sa balay nga usahay saba nga makaapekto sa akong concentration. Then sometimes, naay bulwaton sa balay. Ug ang set up sa balay nga usahay saba nga makaapekto sa akong concentration. Then nag-agisod ko og depression after my grandfather died because of COVID-19. Ug nag-quarantine siya din. So that time, medyo nawad-an ko og gana nga ipadayon na pag-answer sa akong mga modules. But now, I am very thankful for the support na ginahatag sa school ug sa DepEd sa amuang mga estudyante. Tungod sa ginatawag nila nga academic ease, na-reconsider ang time allotment for completion and submission of activities. Then, nabawas-bawasan sad ang number of activities nga among ansiran sa modules. Naamay group wellness sessions kauban ng among ginikanan bisan na alang sa balay. Ug nasad may online activity about mental health kauban sa atong mga estudyante nga nag-agi og depression. Nakatabang og dako ang suporta sa akong mga teachers nga anytime mo respond gyud sa among mga concerns. Ug mapasalamaton sad ko sa akong ginikanan sa kanunay nga pagsuporta ug paggiya sa ako. Thank you DepEd Paulo. Thank you DepEd Rada. Back to you.
Hello po, Sir Paulo. Hello po, Ma'am Rada.
Katong nagsugod ang lockdown o kinahanglan namo mag-modular learning, medyo na-disappoint ko gamay kay akong na-miss ang akong pag-adto sa eskwelahan, especially my teachers and classmates. Nabalaka ko kay basin dili nako maansiran og tarong akong modules ug maapektuhan akong grades. But I realized nga although lisod para sa ako isip student ang modular learning, tungod kay akong parents kay both full-time workers ug dili kayo ko makapangutana sa ilaha sa akong lesson, pero nahimo pud kong independent learner tungod ani. But now I am happy because our teacher created a group chat where we can ask questions about our modules. Even though walay face-to-face, I can still see my classmates online and mag-story-story pud me time to time. Sometimes naghimo mi og oral reporting and reading using video conference whenever available. Bisan pa lain-lain atong learning styles nga ginagamit sa pagtuon, I know nga it is our duty as students to do our best to learn, and we are grateful and thankful sa among teachers sa Bagon Taas Central Elementary School with the dealership of Sir Jimer O. Looking and the support coming from the Division of Valencia City that they are able to guide and support us
Despite sa mga pagsulay ng inyong panahon. Because of them, our learning is possible and must continue. Thank you po, Sir Paulo. Thank you po, Ma'am Rada.
From our learners. Ayan, parang on air na ba tayo, direct? Ayan, sige.
Yes, we
have just
are.
heard, partner. Yes, we have just heard stories from our learners about how they have championed their studies in their own ways. Bisan patuod, duha na ta katuig aning distance learning modality, partner, naapagyud gihapoy ubay-ubay nga challenges. Now, let's find out how our teachers are able to provide help to our priority learners and those needing remediation. Sir Benes H. Dopitilio, Master Teacher 1 SPED, Sinaya 1 Central School, and Sir Mark Ralph Rich M. Toleco, Teacher 1 San Isidro Integrated School, will share with us their strategies in helping learners who need remediation.
Good morning, DepEd Paulo and DepEd Rada. Good morning, DepEd Region 10 and DepEd Division of Valencia City. Hindi naman lingid sa ating kaalaman na napakalaki talaga ang naging epekto ng COVID-19 pandemic sa mga mag-aaral sa K-12, lalong-lalo na sa mga SPED learners who are most affected by that disruption. Sa aming mga guro po sa special education, napakalaking challenge sa amin on how we provide the appropriate educational support for our SPED learners in the new normal setting. However, we are still committed to provide quality education to all children and youth with special needs. Bilang parte ng programa ng special education, we provide flexible and individualized support system of SPED learners in the regular class, especially those learners who need remediation. Even in this time of pandemic po, ina-assess po namin yung mga regular teachers na nag-handle ng mainstream students who need remediation, especially if the student's condition require extensive one-on-one learning assistance. So due to travel limitation and restriction, nakikipag-coordinate kami sa mga magulang as our partners in giving remedial instruction with the help of learning resource materials. Para matiyak if we achieve our goals and our desired outcomes, we are conducting home visit and communicating the parents or pupils to follow up and monitor learning outcomes. In this situation po, we really need parents-teacher partnership to work well for the benefits and the best interests of the children. Thank you so much, DepEd Paulo and DepEd Rada.
Good morning, DepEd Paulo and DepEd Rada. Pandemic has brought several challenges to the teaching and learning process. It has been a challenge to our teachers and sa atong students nga galisod gyud sa ilang lessons karon. So as a teacher, I had to identify those students nga galisod gyud pinaagi sa online ug written assessments para makabalo ko unsa ang pagtabang kanila. Sa face-to-face, remediation is easy, but in modular, time is limited and it is hard to connect with them. However, dili na siya rason aron mo give up. Kaya itong mga estudyante, kailangan kita karon. So as an ICT-oriented teacher, I conducted remediation through online platforms such as Facebook and Google Meet aron mahatag ilang mga video lesson o PowerPoint sa mga subject nga galisod sila. I made schedule after consulting with them kaya ang uban gatrabaho man sad. Others would say, "Sir, why signal?" So I would suggest to them nga mangita silang lugar nga makasignal sila sa kajot lang yun. Kung wala gyud signal, magtawag ko sila ha aron mag-follow up sa ilang progress. Kung wala gyud, maghatag ko sila printed remediation o mag-follow up sa ilaha through phone calls. Kung wala gyud load, maghatag ko, mag-provide ko para sa ilaha. Kay love na ko ako mga estudyante. Kung ang estudyante dili mag-cooperate, I will communicate with their parents aron magtinabangay kami sa pagkat-on silang anak. Mas maayo nga ato silang himong partner kay sila mas nakaila silang anak. Whatever activities that I will give to them, I will record it in both journal and anecdotal, and I will follow up and evaluate them para makabalo kung silang naibalaan. I want all my students to move to the next level. As our division mantra states, no Valenciano shall be left behind. Thank you, DepEd Paulo and DepEd Rada. Back to you.
Ayan, partner, sa ubay-ubay nga mga rason ug hinungdan nga makaapekto sa atong paghatod og serbisyo, murag safe ra gyud sagta moingon partner nga naay mga panahon na makakanta ta og Just Once ni James Ingram. Pandili na ko ni siya isulti partner. Unsa gani ang first line ani partner? Mahimo ba nimo pagkakantahon para sa ato ang mga tagapaminaw ug sa mga nananaw sa ato a partner?
Ay, sobra partner. Baski dili pa ko nimo ignon. Ako gyud nagkantahon partner. I did my best, but I guess my best wasn't good enough. O, di ba?
Oo, muna siya partner ang giingon og tinimbang ka ngunit kulang. Anyway, partner, aside from hearing stories of victories, let's also listen to what our school heads and supervisors have to say about different factors which have probably hindered them from dispensing their duties. Joining us this time are Sir Ronald I. Flores, School Head of Cambangon Elementary School, and Ma'am Noemi M. Pagayon, Education Program Supervisor for Filipino, and Sir John Brian S. Salvania, Senior Education Program Specialist for Planning and Research.
DepEd Paulo at DepEd Rada. Teaching and learning are the core activities of a school. We should make good use of every minute of invaluable instruction time on enhancing students' learning. As one of the school heads of Valencia City Division, we cannot deny the fact that there are something that hinders us in dispensing our duties at levels best, especially that we are facing pandemic now. In human resource, gathering are limited in planning, implementing, and assessing the programs and projects. Most of the parents in the remote areas do not have gadgets and some have poor internet connectivity. Even financial resources are limited because government give much attention to the COVID-19 situation, especially that we are still at risk here in the Philippines. In my station at Cambangon Integrated School, we use the modular learning because majority of the learners do not have gadgets to use. Even money for cell phone load is a problem for them. And most of all, no internet connection. Kahit ang pag-communicate sa mga bata ay mahirap dahil sa sitwasyon natin ngayon. Even home visitation is hard for us because we need to follow safety health protocols and ask permission before conducting it. Unlike before, doing home visitation to learners is so easy. Monitoring the learner's reading level in this time of pandemic is not easy. Also because some parents lack knowledge on how to teach their children, especially our IP parents. They would even share to us na gusto sana matapos na ang pandemyang ito para makapag face-to-face classes na ang kanilang mga anak. Another problem is that our junior high school student cannot focus on the modular learning or distance learning dahil kailangan nilang magtrabaho para makatulong sa kanilang mga magulang. Most of them are working on plantation fields just to earn money. As a school head, and so with my teachers, we cannot blame for passing their modules late. Sa hirap pa naman ng buhay ngayon, mas uunahin talaga ang pagkain sa araw-araw. Hindi naman natin pwede iasa lahat sa ating gobyerno. But despite of everything, the learners and the parents are trying their best with this modular or distance learning. Teachers always look for ways to provide what is best for our learners. I always believe, kahit may pandemya, kahit mahirap, even if there are times you want to give up, but I always stay and remain positive. There is always a rainbow after the rain. Ika na nila. Laban lang tayo sa edukasyon ng mga kabataan. Tandaan natin, pandemya lang to para sa bata, para sa bayan. Maraming salamat po. Back to you, DepEd Paulo at DepEd Rada.
Hello, magandang umaga, DepEd Paulo at DepEd Rada. Pakiwari ko'y napakapalad ko ngayon na makasama ko kayo para sa isang panayam. Isang bihirang pagkakataon lamang ito na makaharap ko kayong dalawa. Dalawang sikat sa larangan ng BigaTEN, DepEd, TuesTEN. Ang di inaasahang pagsulpot ng pandemya ay nagdulot ng malaking pagbabago sa ating sistema. Ito'y hindi natin napaghandaan, ngunit kailangan mahanapan ng paraan upang magpatuloy ang daloy ng pakikipag-ugnayan hanggang makarating sa mga paaralan. Ang dating nakagawian namin noon, harap-harapan o face-to-face, sa mga gawain ito'y sa pagpapatupad ng ating tungkulin bilang tagamasid pansangay sa Pilipino, ngayon na naging high-tech na. Kumbaga, DepEd Paulo at DepEd Rada, sa kabila ng mga pangambang dala ng pandemya, ito ay hindi naging hadlang upang ipagpatuloy kong isulong ang aking mga gawain at mga programa. Ang dating face-to-face sa pagmamasid upang magbigay ng technical na assistance sa mga punong guro at mga guro, ay naisagawa ko pa rin sa pamamagitan ng online. Ito ay bilang pagsunod sa batas na pinasasatupad ng IATF ng ating lokal na pamahalaan at gayon din sa kagawaran ng kamisutan. Ang pakikipag-ugnayan sa mga kinauukulan ay sinasagawa namin DepEd Paulo at DepEd Rada sa pamamagitan ng group chat. At sa kasalukuyan, meron po akong nabuong GC para sa mga guro, sa mga punong guro, para sa mga gawain na uukol sa paligsahan sa Pilipino, katulad ng nalalapit ng N4 na pinaghahandaan po namin. Sa parang ito, napapabilis namin ang pagpaparating ng anumang impormasyon upang mabigyan ng agarang aksyon. Patok na patok din DepEd Paulo at DepEd Rada ang webinar. Dahil isang click lang sa link, pasok na agad lahat ng mga kalahok. At in fairness, DepEd Paulo at DepEd Rada, meron din namang magandang naitulot ang pandemya kasi nga, mas lalong nahasa ang ating kalaban sa paggamit ng makabagong teknolohiya. At naimulat din tayo sa iba't ibang platforms na hindi natin nakasanayang gamitin noon. Ngunit kung minsan, hindi rin naiiwasan ang mga problema sa mahinang internet connection. Kaya nga sinisigurado ko talaga, DepEd Paulo at DepEd Rada, na kung merong webinars, sinisigurado kong sa aking mga kalahok na maghanap sila ng mga lugar na kung saan may malakas na internet connection para hindi sila biglang mawawala sa ere. At kung meron mang issue na kailangan nilang linawin, ito po ay kanilang ititext sa akin, ako po'y handang sumagot sa kanilang mga tawag, mga text, 24/7. Ang mga hamon ito ay ilan lamang sa mga kinakaharap natin ngayon. Habang ako patuloy na isinusulong ang dekalidad na edukasyon at sa kabila ng mga hamong kinakaharap, ang bawat tungkulin ko po ay patuloy kong ginagampanan. Ako ay patuloy na laban hanggang sa hamon ito ay malalampasan at mapagtagumpayan. Ito po ang inyong EPS sa Pilipino, Noy Parayon, nagsasabing, huwag kalimutan ang iba yung pag-iingat para sa kapakanan natin lahat. Maraming salamat. Balik sa inyo, DepEd Rada at DepEd Paolo.
Hello, DepEd Paolo and DepEd Rada. I am John Brian S. Salvania, the Senior Education Program Specialist in Planning and Research. And together with our Planning Officer, Sir Sarati, we are the division personnel in charge for the enrollment for our division and part of the important performance indicators of our division. For 2 years now, due to the pandemic, enrollment was done remotely, either online or through call and text. At the beginning of the enrollment for 2 years, so enrollment was not just a simple registration, but included in the enrollment was the survey. DepEd prescribed the use of the Learners Enrollment and Survey Form, or we call it LESF, which it takes time for the parents and for the guardians to fill up the form and submit the forms to the school. But the teacher advisors will also contact the parents with contact numbers, the previous advisor, in order to fill up the forms. That's why at the beginning of the enrollment, the turnout was very low because of the survey included in the enrollment. But through the untiring efforts of our teachers and our school administrators, the target of DepEd is only 80 to 85%, but last school year, 2020-2021, we reached up to 100% enrollment compared to 2019-2020. And for this school year, 2021-2022, we even reached up to 102%. We have an increase of 2% enrollment, both in public and private schools, compared to the enrollment of 2020-2021. So I would like to extend our gratitude to our teachers and school heads who work overtime just to reach out all our learners to enroll for this school year.
Ayan po mga ka-DepEd partner, napakinggan po natin ang mga pahayag ng ilan nating sa ating mga pangulo ng eskwelahan. Ngayon naman po para sa kanyang mensahe, panoorin at pakinggan po natin ang Schools Division Superintendent ng Division, Dr. Rowena H. Paraon, ang akin pong guro sa high school dati, partner. Ito po.
August 2021, the city has been badly affected with COVID-19, especially when Delta variant was found to be in the city. Several barangays had regional lockdowns, and certain schools had to limit their operations to ensure safety for our teachers, parents, and learners as well. We had also lost friends in the department due to this infectious disease. Though these instances were heart-wrenching and even traumatic to those who had been in the quarantine facilities, we had never faltered in continuing our services for the Valencianos. During BigaTEN Season 1, Mark Dory made a short documentary about our last mile schools in the division. From the time DM came here, a lot of things changed. This is but one of the many changes in Valencia City that shows Valencianos remain agile and resilient, even at the worst state of times. Like the improvement of Salugsog IP School, our other schools have also shown developments in services, deliveries, and aesthetic features. But more than the physical improvements, we invest more with our human resources. We continuously provide avenues to our personnel, the teaching and non-teaching, for their holistic development. When we say that no Valenciano is left behind, we mean that we have to keep ourselves strong enough that when one of us is too tired or incapable to walk in the extra mile, the rest of us would carry him or her in our back. When we say no Valenciano is left behind, we mean that we are shaping a future of inclusivity, equity, and justice. Our mantra shall echo across the mountains and rivers of Valencia City. It shall be heard by all. It shall be a tune that everyone will hear as we move closer to the realization of every Valenciano's dream. This is the City Schools Division of Valencia, where no one is left behind, fueled by the dynamics of the future, anchored in the triumphs of the past.
Ayan, partner. Emote na emote doon si SDS, ha? Ang galing naman. Sumasayaw, oo. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. We have just presented to you the division of Valencia City for its segment, Valencia Rise 2.0 in today's episode of Anong Meron Ngayon, partner. Kasunod sana nito, partner, ay si RD Art na, pero balita natin sa kanyang personal assistant ni si Sir Clifford ay busy pa si RD ngayon kasi ongoing yung parang may video shoot yata siya ngayon para sa reading program. Oo. Or hindi yata recording ito, partner, parang live yata sa national. Oo. Yeah,
yes,
so,
partner, naririnig ko sila, di ba? Naririnig natin sila mula sa baba. Parang busy pa talaga sila doon.
So anyway, tingnan natin kung makakapasok si RD Art mamaya. Eto, partner, balita muna tayo. Ayan, partner. Ito, mga issuances muna tayo, partner. We have Regional Memorandum 700 on Digital Facilitation Skills Training for DepEd Region 10. Ang mga participants po natin dito, partner, for Batch 1 ay ang NAEP Learning Facilitators, Regional Chiefs, Regional Education Supervisors. December 13 hanggang 15 po sila. At para naman po sa Batch 2, ang CID and SGOD Chiefs, at saka yung mga education supervisors, December 16 to 17 and 20. And for Batch 3, ang public schools district supervisors naman at ang district in charge on December 21 to 23. At Regional Memorandum 701, addendum to the 3-day mass training of ALS teachers on streaming various learning modalities for the new learning experience. Eto, partner, medyo matagal pa, pero maganda na rin po yung handa tayo. January 26, 28. Naku, partner, 2022 na. Kalain mo.
Malapit na malapit na yan, partner, ang 2022. And meron din po tayong ating mga press releases. We have a press release dated November 18, 2021. The official enrollment in formal basic education has reached 27,232,095 as of November 15, 2021, based on the Department of Education's Learning Information System, or the LIS. This enrollment is 1,005,073, or 3.83% higher than the 26,227,22 enrollments last school year. By sector, public schools enrollment increased by 1,187,632, or by 5.23% from last year's enrollment. There was, however, a slight decrease in enrollment in private schools, SUCs and LUCs, and Philippine Overseas Schools, or PSOs. Partner?
Yeah. Yes. Partner, isa lang ibig sabihin nito, partner, marami talaga ang gusto nang bumalik mag-aral, di ba? Masaya kaya mag-aral, di ba, partner?
Yes, partner, naibalon.
Yes. Official statement naman po, the Philippines wins executive board seat at UNESCO. In the press, official statement dated November 19, the Department of Education is elated with the Philippines' election to the executive board of the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization, or UNESCO. On Wednesday, November 17, the Philippines garnered 165 votes during the election of members of the UNESCO Executive Board to occupy one of the 6 seats for the Asia Pacific Region Electoral Group 4. We would like to thank, or the department would like to thank, the Department of Foreign Affairs, or DFA, particularly the Philippine National Commission for UNESCO, and Ambassador Junivir M. Mahilom West, Philippine Ambassador to France and Monaco, and concurrently Philippine Permanent Delegate to UNESCO for this successful campaign for our country. Partner.
Yes, partner, awarded a second 4-year term, the UNESCO seat will be one of the legacies of Secretary Leonor Martoles Briones and will boost the initiatives of the next administration's chief. With this development and the recent UNICEF's 5-star rating recognition to the country's readiness to deliver remote learning in response to school closures, DepEd is determined to continue our thrust in collaborating with international and local partners to deliver quality education to all Filipino learners. Partner?
Ayan. Habol ko lang, partner, ha? Thank you nga pala sa PSA, partner. Nandito sila sa atin ngayon, di ba? Yung Philippine Statistics Authority. Oo, tumutulong sila sa atin ngayon. Tungkol saan ba ito kasi, partner?
This is for the national ID system, the registration for the national ID system, if I'm not mistaken, partner.
Yan. So thank you to the Philippine Statistics Authority Region 10. Ayan po. This time, partner, ito, paalaala lang po sa atin kasi syempre papalapit na yung election, partner. Ito, Joint Memo number 004, Series of 2021, Joint Memorandum dated October 25, 2021, mula po sa ating mga undersecretaries po mula po sa Central Office. The offices of the Undersecretary for Administration, the Undersecretary, tama pa, partner? Parang hindi ko mabasa yung ano ko, partner, ha? Sandali lang. Dito na ako titingin, partner. Undersecretary for Human Resources and Organizational Development and the Undersecretary for Field. Ayan, partner, pwede ba ikaw lang muna, partner, para hindi ko
Yes.
ano dito, partner. So,
No
please.
problem, partner. So again, the offices of the Undersecretary for Administration, the Undersecretary for Human Resources and Organizational Development, and the Undersecretary for Field Operations would like to remind everyone of the provisions stated in DepEd Order number 48, Series 2018, titled Prohibition on Electioneering and Partisan Political Activity, issued on 13 November 2018 in relation to the forthcoming May 9, 2022 national and local elections. This is a constitutional prohibition since Article 9B, Section 2B, Paragraph 4 of the 1987 Constitution, which states that no officer or employee in the civil service shall engage directly or indirectly in any electioneering or partisan political campaign. Moreover, the Omnibus Election Code, as amended, prohibits government officials and employees from engaging in any electioneering and partisan political activity and considers the commission thereof as an election offense punishable by law. It is also noted that the same prohibition is found in Book 5, Title 1, Chapter 7, Section 55 of Executive Order number 292, or the Administrative Code of 1987. Now, the same DepEd order also mentions the Advisory on Electioneering and Partisan Political Activity issued through Civil Service or CSC Resolution number 1600298, dated March 29, 2016, and reiterates the prohibition aims to ensure that government workers will remain focused on the affairs of the government, to do away with the spoils system, and to shield public servants from the vagaries of politics. Now, everyone is requested to immediately disseminate a copy of this said DepEd order and ensure its strict compliance at all governance levels. It is signed by Undersecretary Elaine Del B. Pascua, Undersecretary for Administration, OIC Undersecretary Wilfredo E. Cabral for Human Resource and Organizational Development, and Undersecretary Attorney Rev C.A. Escobedo, Undersecretary for Field Operations, Palarong Pambansa Secretariat, and DEACO.
Ayan, thank you partner. So tuloy-tuloy na itong programa natin partner kasi parang ready na po yata si RDR, di ba? Ayan, so direct yung ano natin, intro natin dyan, baka pwede natin ipasok. Oo.
Makauma na si Regional Director, Dr. Arturo B. Bayocot.
Ayan, partner. Alam mo pa, partner, na yung limited face-to-face classes ay hindi lang nagaganap sa mga piling paaralan, partner. Kasi ngayon mismo, ka-face-to-face natin ang ating butihing regional director. Ayan. Para po sa bahagi ng ating programang Anong Bago, Arturo, siyempre kasama natin ang ating napakagaling at multi-awarded Regional Director, Dr. Arturo B. Bayocot. Bigating morning, RD Art. Nandyan po ba kayo? Welcome to the program po, RD. Hello po. Ayan, RD. Oo. Thank you for joining us on the program. Kahit po napaka-busy po ninyo, you always find time to be with us po. While pinifix po ng kanyang PA yung internet connectivity. Ayan, ready?
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Audio check. Can I be heard?
Yes, RD. Go on po. Go on po.
Thank you very much. I'm back to BigaTEN. It's quite a long time that I have not been able to guest your several episodes. But I'm very happy that this is very timely invite, considering that I'll talk about a very important milestone that the Department of Education now is investing on, and that's the restoration of face-to-face classes, limited though, and these are only piloted to few schools in the country as of the moment. So if I may share my slides.
Yes, RD, kamakailan po ay nag-inlunsad po ng DepEd ang pilot implementation of limited face-to-face classes po. Kasama po tayo dito sa Rehiyon 10. What is the very goal of this initiative and how have we in Region 10 prepared for this, RD Art?
Well, to answer your questions, if you will allow me to present my PowerPoint, I have prepared few slides to convey where are we now in terms of the limited face-to-face as granted by the President, with only 100 schools for the first batch and another 100 schools for the second batch, all public schools. But we also have private schools catching up with 20 piloting that took off their classes yesterday. Will that be fine, Ramon?
Yes, go on po, RD. Go on po.
So I'll proceed.
Yes, please.
On my slide right now, let's take a look at what are the schools piloting the limited face-to-face in Region 10, because not all are qualified to be pilot. And I would like to inform you that it's not the Department of Education that identified the schools, but the Department of Health, considering the health aspect, which is really on top of our priority concerns in the restoration of face-to-face. So for those schools that are identified, the first 100 schools of the whole country, 10 are from Region 10. 10 are from Region 10. And they are the schools of San Francisco Elementary in El Salvador. We have 6 schools in Lanao del Norte, Napo, Babalaya, Dalama Central, Marcela Mabanta National High, Tambacon Integrated School, and Masibay Integrated School. So these are the 6 schools piloting the limited face-to-face that started last week, Monday. That was November November 15. And then Bukidnon Division had 3 in this batch with Camp 14 Elementary School, Ocasyon Elementary School, and Bagalangit. So this constitute our first 10 schools piloting the limited face-to-face. And you will see on screen in terms of the enrollment. But we'd like to inform you that only kindergarten grades 1, 2, and 3 are allowed so far by the Department of Education to pilot the limited face-to-face, and the other grades are not allowed. Only kindergarten grades 1, 2, and 3, we call this key stage 1, and of course grade 11 and 12 on the TVL track for high school, or technology, vocation, and livelihood track. The reason for this, why are these the only grades allowed? Kasi po, itong kindergarten grade 1, 2, and 3 learners, ito pa yung mga bata who are still not able to manage their self-learning. So ito yung mga bata na kailangan talaga ng tulong ng teacher, gabay at patnubay. So I think we are very right in our decision to pilot it to our kindergarten grade 1, 2, and 3 learners because they are the ones needing the help the most. At bakit din po grade 12 TVL track, 11 and 12 TVL track? Kasi po these are the skills development grade levels. Alam mo sa TVL, magluluto sila, magwe-welding sila, and this cannot be done at home without the facilities and equipment na nasa eskwelahan lang. For example, electrical installation. Hindi naman pwedeng pagpraktisan yung kuryente sa bahay ng mga TVL students natin who are studying from home. Kaya sila po ang nagiging pilot implementers ng limited face-to-face. And ito po ay pinipili sa mga eskwelahan who are low risk severity level or alert level 2 and 1. And then ito po yung mga eskwelahan na nagkikater ng mga estudyante who are the least, the lost, and the last. Probably the deprived students, the students who are confronted with problems on economic difficulties of the family, yung mga marginalized students. Ito po yung mga estudyante natin who probably are from the IPED schools or indigenous peoples communities. Yun po. At yung mga vulnerable for mga class interruptions. So they are the ones that are prioritized.
RDR.
Yes, proceed.
RDR, right now we have 10 schools po. Are we seeing an increase in the number of participating schools very soon po?
That's part in my PowerPoint presentation. I'll go through into that, no? Ito po
Sige
yung
po.
mga eskwelahan na first 10, and you will see that these are the number of classes organized. Kasi hindi pwedeng madaming bata sa isang classroom. Pinapayagan lang po tayo a maximum of 12 sa kinder, and sa ating guidelines ng Joint Memorandum Circular of DepEd and Department of Health, kailangan lang maximum of 12 ng kinder and maximum of 16 sa ating grade 1, and then para sa grade 4 and up, kailangan lang magkaroon ng maximum of 20. But kung hindi, 12 pala, 20. Tapos yung senior high school natin, maximum of 12. The reason for the limitation in terms of the number of students contained in the classroom, dahil po sa ating minimum health requirements na isusundin, lalong-lalo na yung 1 meter to 2 meters distancing. No? So if you look at the slide, nakikita nyo, Masibay Integrated School, yung pangatlong eskwelahan, nag-o-organize sila ng 3 section or 3 cohorts for kinder because the enrollment is quite big and only 12 will be allowed to be contained in one class. So yan po, nakikita nyo naman, di ko nababasahin. So nag-o-organize po sila ng hindi lang 1, 2, or 3, depende po sa dami ng mga enrollees nila in this class that are identified. And if you look at this, ito po yung additional 10 na tinanong mo, Ramon.
Okay.
These are the second 10 schools na humahabol. Nagsisimula po sila sa kanilang klase kahapon lamang. Yung unang 10 nung last week pa sila nag-umpisa. And these are Appeal Integrated School of Oroqueta City. Meron din pong private school na inalaw na po ng DepEd from Oroqueta, and that's Dior and Dun Academy of Technology. No? Senior high school po ang kanilang ipapilot, and that's TVL track. And the Misamis Occidental Turil Elementary School in Aloran. We have Montol National High School in Ozamis City. Again, grade 12 po ang kanilang ipapilot. And then we have Bukidnon. Nagdagdag po tayo ng 3 sa Bukidnon, Sampagar, Kiangat, and Siloo Elementary School in the municipalities of Damulog, Dangkagan, and Malitbog. And there's one private high school as well Lifehouse, Montessori Academy in Manolo Fortich, and Camiguin, Subukan Elementary School in Sagay. And in Iligan, Binasan Elementary School for the public and St. Paul Institute of Technology for the private high school.
So
Ito
right
po
now,
yung-
RD, meron tayong 3 private schools.
Okay, ito po yung enrollment nila, makikita ninyo na 20, 19, 37, 27. So kapag 37 ang klase or 20, hindi pwedeng isang klase lang ang i-organisa niyan. We have to create another cohort so that we will maintain the maximum requirements of only 12 for kinder, 16 for the other grade levels, and 12 for kindergarten. So ganun po. Sa Bukidnon, Luyungan National High School, ito po, maganda ito. Napuntahan natin halos lahat ng mga eskwelahan na ito. But itong Luyungan is very special in terms of their setup kasi it's a boarding school. Lahat ng mga bata na pumapasok, grade 11 and 12, ay nakatira na po sa eskwelahan. Pinapakain na po ng eskwelahan. They already have sourced out the budget for their food and subsistence kasi dyan na po sila nakatira sa eskwelahan. And then of course, Montol National High School in Osamis City. Ito po yung private. So ito yung enrollment nila and ito yung number of classes na kanilang i-organize. Okay, andyan po nakikita natin yung number of classes to be organized. Ayan. And what else do I have here? Siguro magtatanong kayo, ano ang mga paghahanda na ginagawa nila? Of course, inayos nila ang work arrangements. Kailangan talaga ang scheduling. Kung sino dapat ang mauna sa umaga, sa hapon, Monday, Tuesday, because they will not be staying there for the whole day. Sa isang klase in the higher grades, they will only be allowed to stay 4.5 hours. Maximum na po yon. And for the lower grade levels, nasa 3 hours lang po sila mahigit. No? And then, ang classroom layouting and structuring, kailangan talaga may lahat ng mga PPEs nandoon, lahat ng pintuan ay 2 bawat classroom, the entrance and exit doors para itong school traffic management can really be ensured, no? And then protective measures, hygiene practices, safety, yung paghugas ng kamay, tawag yan, yung masks ay ano po, sinasagot na po yan ng eskwelahan. Children do not need to buy their own protective measures and hygiene and hygiene materials because these are provided by the school for free. And communication, kailangan nilang, of course, bago sila nagbukas, kinausap na nila ang mga magulang, LGU, kasi kailangan po ang mga clearances bago tayo i-allow na mag-limited face-to-face. So there are requirements in documents, even the consent of parents. Kasi hindi ito sapilitan. Pag ayaw naman pumasok ng bata, ayaw ng nanay, hindi naman sila pipilitin. So only those who will go for the limited face-to-face. No? And then of course, may contingency plan sila. Nakahimay po doon ang mga different scenarios na kung ito ang mangyari, scenario 1, ito dapat ang gagawin. Ganyan. So halimbawa, may nakikitaan ng mga symptoms, anong dapat gagawin? Especially on the referral and the tracking system that have to be put in place by the school. Sinanay na po natin sila, nagkaroon tayo ng orientation for all of this to ensure that they also know and be ready for any eventualities that might happen. No? At number 1 po, ang vaccination is also a non-negotiable criterion of the limited face-to-face. Kailangan talaga lahat ng mga teachers bakunado. Kung may teacher na hindi bakunado, okay lang, hindi sila sasama doon sa limited face-to-face. Doon sila magpapatuloy sa pagtuturo at pagmamanage ng distance learning like modular approach. So if you look at the table, etong Dalama, may isang teacher na hindi pa nabakunahan, so 14 out of 15, that's 93%. And then Ocasio and San Francisco, may tig-iisa na hindi pa bakunado. Ang mga dahilan nito ay they are waiting for the advice of their doctors because these teachers have comorbidities. No? So ganun po. And kadalasan, majority of the schools have 100% teachers vaccinated. Importante po yun. And then on vaccination aspect, inuumpisa na rin po natin yung pagbakuna ng mga kabataan whose ages are from 12 and above. No? And then stakeholders participation, ito po, kailangan ng certification ng barangay, ng municipality, ng health officer, ng consent ng parents because we want to emphasize that this is a shared responsibility and shared accountability. Hindi po papabayaan lang ang eskwelahan kasi lahat po ay mananagot tayo. Kaya nga tayo nagtulong-tulong upang maihanda talaga ang paaralan para sa kanilang limited face-to-face. Ay gumawa po tayo ng simulation activities or pag-practice bago pa man magbukas. Nag-report na yung mga bata. At tiningnan natin ang mobility, kilos at galaw ng mga bata habang sila'y nakikiparte doon sa ating activity na inihanda sa ating simulation exercise. And ano pa ba ang mga participation ng mga stakeholders natin? Madami, no? Nag-sponsor sila ng immediate repair ng schools, local government units for that matter. Marami pong salamat. Talaga sila po ang sumagot sa mga gastusin sa pagpapaayos ng mga konting sira, lalong-lalo na ang pagbubutas ng isang dingding upang magkaroon ng pangalawang pintuan na kailangan talagang gawin. And the expenses of this are taken care of by mostly by the local government units and other partners, no? Installation of doors, and then of course the hand washing facilities and a lot more na hinanda talaga ng ating mga stakeholders. And of course, eto yung work arrangements nila, nakikita nyo naman lahat po na nakasulat sa green, ito po yung nagfo-full time talaga sa ating limited face-to-face because they are fully vaccinated. Itong mga naka-yellow na with teaching and non-teaching who are fully vaccinated pero may sakit holds other learning alternative delivery modalities. So if you look at the illustration, the yellows are conditional. Some are allowed, some are not, depending on their status of comorbidities. But of course, they are fully vaccinated. Etong mga pula, yung talagang hindi bakunado ay hindi dapat isama doon sa limited face-to-face natin, which I already emphasized earlier. Ito po yung mga class schedule na ginawa ng ating mga kaguruan sa mga paaralan. Nakikita ninyo na ang paghuhugas kamay ay isa talagang regular activity in the schedule. At nakikita po yan sa ating class program. At yun pong pagsimula ng klase na hindi agad-agad diretso sa topic, but they will go psychosocial and first aid activities, especially on the mental health activities that the teacher designed for the class. Para naman sa ganon, biro ba naman na unang pagkakataon pa lang nila bumalik sa eskwelahan after almost 1 year and a half, no? So nalulula sila, kailangan pa nilang mag-meet sa kanilang mga classmates and they still have to establish good relationship. Kaya hindi naman talaga kailangan klase agad because we have to get to know better and the teacher has a lot of activities prepared for them. And of course, continue na with the classes. Ito po yung class schedule. Ito mga nagawa pala natin. Meron tayong mga documentation in photos. Ito mga barriers na ginawa ng mga kabataan, ng mga teachers. No, kailangan may cubicle, may acetate na nakaharang para hindi tatalsik yung laway at pupunta sa katabi. Ngunit hindi na po ito siya requirement ngayon, ay mandatory. Pwedeng optional na po ito ngayon. Basta kahit walang harang, walang cubicle, okay lang. Basta na-observe po yung 1 to 2 meter distance. At kasi kailangan din ang ventilation ay masisiguro. So yung mga eskwelahan, dapat hindi masyadong masikip, dapat ang hangin, pasok-labas. Yung mga pintuan habang nagkaklase, dapat hindi isasara to make sure that ventilation is really doing well. And kung ang mga classroom ay talagang masikip, pwede naman silang gumawa ng kanilang klase sa covered courts, sa plaza, sa labas. And doing it in an open space is, I think, also has advantages dahil ang ventilation ay na-ensure natin. So again, ito po yun. Yung issues and concerns nila ngayon ay paano nila masustain yung mga physical requirements like the PPE and all that, no? The hand washing equipment na kailangan, mga sabon, mga dental and hygiene kits, paano masustain? Of course, sinisika po ng paaralan na masustain yan sa pamamagitan ng MOOE at sa pamamagitan ng kanilang paglapit sa local government unit to ensure that the Special Education Fund or SEF will also fund the more relevant things that are needed in delivering now limited face-to-face. Tsaka may mga contingency planning sila, sinabi ko na ito kanina. Kung sakasakaling may mangyari, anong dapat gawin? Tinitrain po natin sila dyan. Tracking, referral, at paano anong gagawin doon sa medyo nagpakita ng symptom and who should be isolated and all that. And then ipagpatuloy po natin ang capacity building kasi hindi po natutunan ang lahat ng ito sa isang pilik mata lang, sa isang kisap mata. Kailangan nating ipagpatuloy ang ating advokasya, pagtuturo, orientation, parang sa ganon, they will be guided as they go through. Etong pilot teaching natin, pilot limited face-to-face, for ano lang po ito, for 2 months in the pilot study. But of course, if nothing happens bad or it's really just saying that it's applicable, it's working, tuloy-tuloy na po ito hanggang sa katapusan ng ating taong panuruan. We really have to finish this until the school year. And matter of fact, we will be expanding in January. So currently, there are 200 schools in the Philippines. 20 of that come from the public schools of Region 10, and there are 20 private schools, and 3 of that come from Region 10. So yun po ang kabuuan ng ating limited face-to-face updates and highlights regarding this program.
Yes.
Well, thank you for that
Art.
update, RD. Oo. RD Art, kumusta naman po ang feedback ng mga magulang, especially those of the children who are involved in the limited face-to-face classes po? Kumusta na po naman po yung kanilang mga feedback po?
During the simulation and the first day of classes, we constituted 10 monitoring teams in the regional office, partnered with the division monitoring teams. Pumunta talaga sila on-site. Pumunta kami on-site. Nakikita talaga namin ang sigasig ng mga bata, the excitement that finally they have come back to school. Ang mga parents talagang tuwang-tuwa at gustong-gusto na nila. Matter of fact, yung mga katabing eskwelahan, gusto na rin nila. Kasi nauumay na sila and they really are doubting on the capacity of our learners to study on their own at home, whether modular or other approach, distance learning approaches, no? So actually talagang tuwang-tuwa sila, masaya, excited, and nakikita natin ang zeal, ang sigasig ng bawat isa, both parents and learners. Pati
Ayan,
teacher,
partner.
excited din.
Say thank you, RD.
Yes,
Partner, may katanungan ka dyan?
Yes po. RD Art, since nakita naman po natin na you personally went to a lot of schools in monitoring the pilot implementation. Personally po, ano po ang pakiramdam nyo nung nakita nyo na po ang ating mga learners na nakabalik na sa ating mga paaralan, RD?
Ako po'y tuwang-tuwa, no? Hindi po masukat ang aking kagalakan nung makita yung mga kabataan na pabalik na sa eskwelahan. Kasi po, dito tayo nasanay. Dito tayo hinubog nung tayo mag-aral para maging teacher. At tinuruan po tayo talaga paano magturo face-to-face na mga kabataan. Ginawa lang natin ang ating distance learning kasi yun na lang po ang pinaka-best na magagawa natin in our push to continue education without suspending or postponing education delivery. But you know, iba talagang pakiramdam na nandito na sila lahat. Piling-pili nga lang naman sila and we are hoping that we'll be able to gain insights from the modeling of these pilot schools. And lahat po talaga excited, pati mga mayor, mga LGUs, no? Gusto talaga nilang tumulong kung ano pang kailangang iambag nila para lang maibalik talaga ang pagkatuto ng mga bata sa loob ng silid-aralan. Alam nyo naman, mga magulang din kayo at mga tiyuhin at tiyahin din kayo sa inyong mga pamangkin at nakikita ninyo ang kahirapan ng mga kabataan habang nag-aaral sa bahay lamang na marami din kang mga interruption sa buhay. So, again, this is the right time to celebrate because our teachers are now back on their feet as they will try to guide their students' learning. Attorney.
Yes
Ayan.
po, RD. Follow-up question lang po, RD. Marami-rami ka po bang natatanggap ng mga requests from the different LGUs sa iyong mga kaibigan na mga local chief executives na gusto din po nilang magkaroon ng face-to-face sa kanilang mga lugar po, RD?
Unang-una, ang listahan na isinabmit natin sa central office kasi inalaw lang po tayo nang magsabit tayo ng 50 schools. No? So the 50 schools have been preparing. But apparently, according to the DOH evaluation, only 26 have passed from our 50 schools because of obvious reasons. No? Ang ating alert level ng ating mga community which are now studied granularly para mai-allow sila ng limited face-to-face. No? Tapos, from the 26, 10, 20 po, 2 po ang nag-umpisa na. But again, it will not stop us because in the expansion pohon sa January, dili na magbuot ang DOH nato. The Department of Education is given the full blanket authority now to get and make the decisions as to what schools shall be expanded for the limited face-to-face in January. And kung ang tanong ni attorney kung meron pa bang gusto, actually halos lahat na ng eskwelahan gusto. Even those that are still in the difficult situations as far as COVID situation is concerned, kahit mahirap gusto rin nila. But of course, hindi natin papayagan. Kasi we will ensure everything, on top of everything, which is really safety and health. Yun po ang ating prioridad.
Ayan, RD. Yeah, RD Art, having said that, given the feedback from the parents, the community, and considering also the results of the monitoring that the regional office and the schools division offices have conducted, are we seeing po an increase in the number of participating schools in the near future? Nakikita niyo po ba yan, RDR?
That is most definitely, no? That I'm very, very certain about that 101%. Matter of fact, we are even dreaming in the education sector that all students, all grade levels, all schools will already go back and restore finally the limited face-to-face. And we are even praying that that happens before the end of this school year, no? Kasi magtatapos po yung ating klase sa Mayo na yata or June, no? So sana bago magtapos ang ating taong panuruan ay lahat na po makabalik na sa eskwelahan. In January, 20 lang sa ngayon at 3 private but in Region 10, but in January, alam ko bubulusok po yung mga requests and marami po ang papayagan natin mag-limited face-to-face for as long as lahat po ng mga conditionalities ay nami-meet talaga. At nakasulat po yan sa ating Joint Memorandum Circular DepEd DOH and meron ding DepEd Memo 7172 na magiging batayan at magiging basihan ng ating mga paaralan upang maihanda nila. Kasi yung requirement, kailangan ang eskwelahan has the school safety zeal. And to earn that zeal is to follow the requirements that are articulated in those 3 communications I mentioned. The Joint Memorandum Circular DepEd DOH and Memo 7172.
Ayan. Amen to that, RD. That will be a beautiful, wonderful Christmas gift. Now, RD, any final message po para sa ating mga ka-DepEd, sa lahat po ng nanonood sa atin ngayon?
While we are already starting the restoration of limited face-to-face, no, gusto ko po lang sabihin sa lahat na kailangan we continue to protect ourselves. COVID is still here and now, no? Nandito pa rin po yung COVID. So we continue to protect ourselves, especially the wearing of masks. Pasensya na hindi ako nagmask. Ako lang naman mag-isa dito sa opisina ko. But again, very, very important really is to follow the health protocols. We see a lot of people, children for that matter, are now excited going around the malls in Cagayan de Oro City and elsewhere in the country. And kailangan talaga tayong magpabakuna. Sino pang hindi napabakunahan dyan? Nakikita nyo naman, yung hindi nagbakuna, hindi papayagang pumasok sa mall. It's not just about entering the mall, but it's about protecting the self and protecting the people that you live with within the circle. And I'm referring to your loved ones, your family. Now, medyo tuwang-tuwa na tayo. Kailangan nating magkaroon ng katibayan na talagang umepekto na itong ating limited face-to-face. So that eventually, hindi na siya tatawaging limited, but a real face-to-face na for all. And sana babalik talaga tayo sa dati. Kung hindi man talagang kasing parehas nung dati, but a much improved blended learning where face-to-face gets the majority of the face-to-face gets the biggest share of the pie, kumbaga. Mga magulang, mga guro, mga mag-aaral, mga partners natin sa DepEd, mga ka-DepEd, sa inyong lahat, marami pong salamat na eto na po tayo. Medyo nakabangon na tayo, bumabawi-bawi tayo ng konti kahit papano. We will continue with this. And only when we continue to protect ourselves, then we can go far. Marami pong salamat sa inyo at magandang tanghali.
Ayan, thank you very much, RD Art. It's been a great pleasure to have you with us today. Kahit po busy-busy po kayo, kaliwat kanan po yung virtual sessions ninyo, but you still made it today. Thank you very much, RD Art. And once again, mga ka-DepEd, our very own DepEd 10 Regional Director, Dr. Art Bayukot. And just before we go, partner, meron ka bang idadagdag dyan? All the best all the best to us para
Yes,
sa
partner. Good luck sa atin.
yes, para sa national finals. And we wish our director here, si Sir Ralph, para sa kanyang national or panel interview mamaya-mayang mga alas 2 yata yun.
Yes. Kayang-kaya ni Sir Ralph yan, partner.
Yes, kasi after all, partner, ang kanyang panalo ay panalo rin natin. Team yata tayo, biga team nga eh. Di ba?
Yes.
Anyway, so thank you. Thank you, partner. Direct? Ayan, partner Narada. Just before I forget, partner, I just would like to, on behalf of everyone, on behalf of the entire DepEd Region 10, and especially the BigaTEN team, I would like to say thank you to the Public Affairs Service headed by Director June Godoy for all the advocacy materials that we use somehow and integrate in our program, partner. Yung mga national issuances, yung mga infographics nila na fini-feature natin sa programa at kino-cross-post din natin. And of course, the opportunity that the PAS has provided us for all of us to be able to participate in the first ever Information Leaders Awards 2021. So kudos to PAS and good luck to us. And partner, finally, we say thank you to the following for making every episode of BigaTEN DepEd 10 possible. Our very own Regional Director, Dr. Arturo B. Bayocot, CESO 3. Our Assistant Regional Director, Dr. Victor G. De Gracia Jr., CESO 5.
We would also like to thank the Schools Division Superintendent of the Division of Valencia City, SDS Rowena H. Paraon, CESO 6, ASDS Conibel Sinistal, their CID Chief JVC Vegafria, their SGOD Chief Esther B. Tabanyag, partner.
Yeah, syempre. At of course, ang kanilang mga education program supervisors, ang kanilang mga public schools district supervisors, ang kanilang mga nurses, yung mga focal persons, program holders na guest natin kanina. Maraming salamat. At syempre, ang Valencia Technical Team, headed by Ma'am Karen A. Opiala, ang kanilang chair at kanilang vice chair naman si John Ronel O. Esto, ang kanilang members si Ma'am Annabel S. Rubio at si Sir Dennis C. Cabales. Thank you very much, everyone.
And of course, partner, how could we forget to thank our very own BigaTEN DepEd 10 Creative Force. We have our director, Mr. Ralph Simon L. Mabulay. We have Miss Fatima Ibillaremo. Miss Fatima, get well soon. And then we also have, we would like to thank also Mr. Clifford Bilipon. Hi, wala pa ka gikapoy o sa kakanaog, Sir Clifford.
Yeah, syempre, thank you to our Biga team talaga. And we also say special thanks to the support always from the staff of the Office of the Regional Director, si Ma'am Juvie Estrella at si Ma'am Annabel Baculio.
And we would also like to thank, of course, Sir Elson Hamero and Team Camigin for the BigaTEN DepEd 10 jingle. And again, thank you to Sir Nick Pañares for his continued generosity in helping us facilitate our account for the use of the StreamYard platform.
At syempre, ang ating DepEd Regional Office 10 family, the 14 Schools Division offices, all our DepEd 10 schools, and stakeholders.
Maraming salamat din po sa lahat ng ating mga ka-DepEd, sa lahat ng nanunood sa atin ngayon. And of course, Paolo, we would like to thank our learners, the heart of DepEd Region 10. Maraming salamat po.
Ayan. At syempre, bago ko makalimutan, partner, belated happy birthday to our Chief Raymond S. Antolo ng Human Resource Development Division. Ayan po mga ka-DepEd, kita-kits sa sunod simana para sa lain na usap na edisyon sa BigaTEN DepEd 10, kauban ang Division of Malaybalay City sa Disyembre 7. Let's make BigaTEN DepEd 10 our TuesTEN habit. Ayan po, wag kalilimutan every Tuesday. Ug dinhi natapos ang atong ika-33 nga edisyon sa BigaTEN DepEd 10 Season 2. Ako si Ramon Gonzalez Abrera, aka ka-DepEd Paulo, ang inyong Public Affairs Unit Lead Officer. Padayon kita sa pagbantay sa atong mga kaugalingon, sa atong mga pamilya, o komunidad, batok sa COVID-19 o guban pang mga pagsulat.
Kung ako usab, si Candice Racoma, ang inyong rakista abogada, aka ka-DepEd Rada, usab nagaingon, taliwala sa mga hagit sa pagpadayon sa edukasyon ni ining panahon sa pandemya, mas palambuon ta ang atong mga programa ug mas lig-unon ta ang atong pagtinabangay ug mas hinigpiton ta ang atong positibo na panlantaw para sa atong mga magtutungha ug para sa atong nasod. Sa gihapon, kami ang inyong kauban.
Kasaligan.
Kadampan.
Siyempre, ka-DepEd. Hangtod sa sunod higayon, kini ang
BigaTEN
DepEd 10.
Pagsisikapan natin kamtin, kalidad na edukasyon para sa bata, para sa bansa.